Hey everyone, I am super excited to talk to you today about what does it mean to dream without brackets? What does it mean to dream without brackets? Because we put up a question about that and it was really interesting the responses we got on Facebook about what does it mean to dream without brackets? Some people really got and some people are like, brackets, what are you talking about? And I just recently was listening to some of my old meditations and I found a meditation from I can't remember the date now. I wrote it down. It was like October 26, 2017 was the date of it. And I was talking to my guides and about like just my dreams and where I was going and my goals. And my guide said to me, you have to take those brackets off your dreams. And I was like, what do you mean brackets on my dream? For me, I was dreaming big. Everything was huge. I felt like it was really big. And they were like, no, you have brackets on your dreams. You have limitations based on your beliefs. And you need to take those brackets off and allow yourself to dream bigger. So we're going to be talking about how do you take those brackets off and how do you allow yourself to dream bigger when maybe you're not even aware that you're not dreaming big. So this past weekend, I spoke at Jennifer McLean's Masterworks Healing event. And it's been a dream of mine to get up on stage and to share my story and teach through story. And it was really a phenomenal experience. I had such an incredible experience. And there was a dream that came true for me this weekend based on taking my brackets off, allowing myself to believe. I said earlier this year, I want to do more speaking engagements. And I think in like February or March, they invited me to do it. And I was like, I'm there. And then I went and everything that could possibly not work in my favor kind of came up. Some of that stuff came up and I wasn't fully prepared. And it worked out beautifully, more beautiful than I could have imagined. So let's talk today about what it's like to dream without brackets. Like, what does it mean to put brackets on your dream? And if you're on this Facebook Live, I want to know what you think. Like, where are you putting brackets on your dreams? And why is it so important to remove those brackets so you can fully fulfill your dreams? What do you think those brackets are doing to you? So let me check in. We're going to do some talking about how we can remove those brackets. That's the steps and the tricks, the tips and the tricks that my guides have taught me to help me remove those brackets. And then I'm going to take you through, as usual, one of my guided meditations. I don't know what they have planned, where we will remove some of those brackets and then move into our lives. So it may be today that we move the brackets energetically, but we don't physically know what that means because the work is going on so underneath the level, and then we can remove them. So let me check in to see who's on with me and say some hellos. Hi, Christiana. And we have Amber. Oh, hi, Amber. So glad I met you this weekend at the Masterworks Healing Program. I'm glad I am off to work to watch today. Yay. Hi, Amber. Hi, Jody. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Sue. Remember, if you're a soul star, to hit me with a hashtag soul star. Okay, so I want to hear from you guys. Like Christiana says, yes, hard to dream big when life has been a struggle. But when you focus on your struggles, it doesn't allow you to seek solutions or problems. So just this past couple of days, I was just actually yesterday too, this person put up a post in one of the groups I'm in. Hi, Deanna. Hi, Kate. And we're talking about taking your brackets off your dreams. And if you're a soul star, hi, Cindy, remember hit hashtag soul star. So somebody posted a thing in a Facebook group that I'm in that their husband was looking for their soul's purpose. And Amber was at my talk this weekend. So she knows that it's all about soul alignment, not your soul purpose. That's how you find your soul purpose. And I find it really fascinating. So I'm going back to what Christiana said, which is it's really hard to dream big when your life is in struggle. Because the thing that's interesting about that is, and I get this, Christiana, because I've been there. If you're just focused on the struggle, there's no possible way you could see the solution. So this woman posted that she wanted to help her husband find his purpose. And everybody was commenting. And my comment was, you need to be soul aligned, not worry about your purpose. Because when you're soul aligned, our purpose evolves and changes as we grow. And when we're soul aligned, our purpose grows with us. It changes with us, right? So I said, it's more important to find your joy and to know how to walk towards it. Now, the thing that happens there, and Christiana, this goes back to you, the problem that people have when that happens is they think, yeah, but I don't know how I'm going to make money for my joy. And I've got this mounting bills, or I've got this debt, or I got this fear here. So how could I possibly walk towards my joy when I can't see how that could possibly help make me money and get me out of this position right now? But the thing is that if we're so stuck on the problem, we're never going to see the solutions ever. The only way we see the solutions is to engage in our heart and our soul and in our joy. And a lot of the joyful things don't cost us a thing. The things that give me joy are walking in the woods, petting my dogs, touching trees. I touch the redwoods and I talk to them. Yoga classes aren't that expensive. Maybe for some people they are, but for me, they're not. I go to yoga, or you can do a yoga practice at home and pull up a YouTube video. These are things that give me joy. And when you live in the joy center, you're opening your heart and soul to see the signs from the universe, the synchronicity. And they're telling you, go here, go there, do this, do that. So in order to dream without brackets on, you have to be living in your joy. So this is what we're going to be talking about today. So I want you guys to answer these questions. What does it mean to put brackets on your dream? Like, what does that mean to you? If you're putting brackets on your dream, where in your life is that keeping you stuck? Where in your life are you feeling stuck right now where you're putting brackets? And we put brackets on our dreams because we have past experiences. Oh, I worked so hard for this thing and it didn't come true. It didn't come to fruition. So why would it come to fruition now? I did all of this. I trusted. I know somebody who's like, I went for my dreams and I went into my 401k and I did everything. And when I talk to this person, I'm like, wow, there's so much negative thinking. I'm not going to get into the specifics, that there is no way the universe would have, you could move forward because you wouldn't be able to see the gifts the universe is giving you. I am not a stranger to fear. I'm not a stranger to debt. I'm not a stranger to being scared out of my bejesus's butt, whatever you want to call it. I don't even know what the word would be there. I am not a stranger to that, but I am not willing to live in that place. I'm not willing to live in that place. So whatever it takes for me, I move out of it. So where in your life are you putting brackets on your dreams? So let me check with you guys. Jackie says, hi, Marilyn. I don't seem to dream anymore. When I was in my 20s and 30s, I dreamt of flying and going through a labyrinth, one side or the other. We're talking about actual physical dreams, Jackie. We're talking about dreaming to be an author, dreaming to speak on stage, dreaming to be a motivational speaker, dream to heal someone, dream to live at a lake house. That's what we're talking about, physical dreams. So here's a great point where Jackie was saying this. Now, Jackie probably joins late, so she doesn't know what I'm talking about. But here's a really good point of how she may be just not acknowledging what I'm saying because she's thinking she hasn't been dreaming. She doesn't do regular dreams. Dreams are about our lives' dreams. I am not doing reading questions, Dawn, so this is not the place for reading questions. This is a place for you to learn how to move forward in your life. So I'm sorry that you've had these kinds of physical struggles because I think health is really difficult. But I'm talking about how do you free yourself from the constraints that you're facing right now? How do you shift into abundance when all you're experiencing is scarcity? What is limitless dreaming? Take a moment right now, everybody, because I can feel the energy, and just take a moment and breathe and ask yourself what it would feel like to dream limitless. Maybe you don't need to know what that physically looks like. Close your eyes, take a few breaths. What would it feel like to allow yourself to dream with no limits on it? No fear, no scarcity, no anxiety, no I'm a loser, no lack of the thoughts that make us feel worthless. What would it feel like to really let your heart lead the way, your heart and soul lead the way, and to dream without brackets on? So put that in the comments below. I want to know what you said. So I'm really excited to talk to you about this because it's really important that you dream from your heart, that you dream from your soul. I was talking to another good friend of mine who's had a lot of struggles, and she took a vacation with her family, and we were talking about her vacation, and she said, she realized, and this happens to so many people, she was living for retirement, and she's like, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not going to live for my retirement. I need to start living now and enjoying life now. Everything is going to work out. So that's a bracket we put on ourselves. Oh, we can't do what we love to do because we have to wait until we retire. Or we have to sock all our money in the bank because of retirement. How many people hear the stories where you save all the money for retirement and then the person retires and dies? I'm not telling you to go out and be foolish. I'm telling you to enjoy your life and to live with a limitless way of dreaming. So let me check in with you guys, and we're going to keep going. Lisa said freedom. Jody said it would bring peace. Anne said ultimate freedom and lightness. Great. Amber said I would feel helpful, satisfied, and happy. I love this. Oh, I love this, Lisa. Good for you. I took the big leap in February when I quit my job and now spend more time with my dad. That is beautiful. April, who's a soul star, I so love using your exercise about bringing you in daily, bringing joy in daily. I love that. I love that. Pamela said amazing. So very easy to feel that. So I'm glad that you guys were able to feel that. That's really great. So now I have a new computer because I'm gonna grab this one real quick because I just want to grab this. So Katie says, whoops, wrong person. I normally do a really good job staying in joy and trusting my guides and pursuing my dreams, regardless of my financial state. But my guide communication is off this week, and the good opportunities that flowed in last week were canceled this week. So I'm having a rare moment of giving into overwhelm. So Katie, here's the thing. Those things may have went away because they weren't the right things for you, but you thought they were. So this is where you step into faith and trust. This is where when something's not going right for me, or I recently met with like a big television network and they decided to pass. And I've been through this so many times that I was like, I don't care. But the thing is, I trust that that's not the right thing. You have to trust in faith. It's not that your guide's communication's off. You're judging what's going on in your life. And this is normal, so know that I'm not judging you for it. Know that I can speak from an experience and an expertise in this area. So what you want to do when those moments happen is, okay, why is this happening? What's going on in my life? What maybe thoughts? We're going to talk about the stages that I teach that help you to live in alignment with your soul. So let's start with the first one, which is subconscious thinking, because I created this program called Soul Finder Academy, which is all about getting aligned with your soul, because that's where all this is. And I created an acronym called SAS. And the first letter of that S is subconscious thinking. And we have students going through this now, and they just went through the first month, and they noticed after going through the first month that one of the students woke up this morning with a bad thought, a horrible thought about herself. And she was like, wait a second, I just did that month's work. Why isn't it over yet? Because it's not. It's in our bodies. It's so in our bodies to think poorly about ourselves or about the situation or about overwhelm. Katie, you're a great example. Like I had this happen. So the habit would be, it's happening again. It sucks. Oh my goodness, my life. You're doing it again to me. And those are the thoughts we want to be aware of and conscious of. And what I loved about my student was she was so aware of it in the moment. It tripped her up because she thought she should be done with it. But it didn't trip her up enough to go down the rabbit hole of the thought. Instead, she stopped the thought and moved forward. And that's what I want to teach all of you. I want to teach you, it's not your guides your guides are always communicating with you, always. People that tell me, I had another student say, I can't hear my guides. And I'm like, you're in membership. What's going on? Like, I need to get with that student and say, how are you not still, if you're not hearing or feeling or seeing your guides, it's because you're expecting it one way. And you're not allowing all the information to communicate to you, because that's what our guides do. So that was really good. I'm glad that you brought me into that, because the first level, putting brackets on your dreams and on hold, is what we believe about ourselves, about our disappointments in our past. We're not good enough. It always happens to me. The shoe always drops when something good is happening. You live in scarcity. You live in fear. It's not the right fear. It's not the right time. There's a lot going on. Or I have to wait till I can afford this. Or I have to wait until I retire. Or I have debt. Or whatever else we tell ourselves. And it's not good for us. And that's where we want to start recognizing what is our subconscious thinking. What is holding us back from our truth? What is holding us back from dreaming limitless? So for me, when I had that meditation back in October of 2017, I was looking to move someplace. And I didn't know where I was going. And I was really frustrated and confused. And I was hating my life in LA. And I was really focused on how much I was hating my life in LA. And that's when Spirit said to me, you're dreaming with brackets on. Stop it. And I was like, what are you talking about? My dreams are big. And they're like, not as big as they are. You don't even know the half of it. And they said, take the brackets off. Stop focusing on what you don't like. Start focusing on what you do like. And let us help guide you to where you're meant to be. So that's all that subconscious thinking. I'm stuck here. I can't get out of LA. I'm in debt with this house. How am I going to get out of here? And once I let go of all of that, all the solutions started dropping in. And here it is. I moved in June of 2018, and that was October of 2017. So you could see how fast it happened. Didn't know where I was moving. Had no idea. But I knew I needed to get out. So in 8 months, they catapulted me to my new life because I let go. I let go of the brackets. I let go of the fear. I let go of the scarcity. I let go of the problems. And I focused on solution, even if I couldn't see it. So that is what I want to talk to you about. This is what we're doing in Soul Finder Academy. And if anybody's interested in Soul Finder Academy, it's an application only. Whoops. It's not going to let me do it. It's an application only. So you could fill it out by, it's not going to work. Anyway, you can fill it out by, whatever, by going to soulfinderacademy.com. I'm too much on a roll, so I'm not going to worry about any of that. And we also, I forgot to say, I'm sorry, I'm just coming off this speaking engagement. And yesterday I was busy and took the day off. And so today I'm a little bit trying to catch up with my programs with membership and with Soul Finder and with all of you guys. So forgive me, I'm a little bit all over the place. We also have a free call that we're going to be doing further teaching on this. So if you go to Zoom, ZOOM, type that in, type Zoom in, we will invite you to that call. We will invite you to that call. So there you go. Okay. All right. So let's keep going. Let's keep going on with the brackets. Let's keep working on with this. So what I want for you is, so you could just type in Zoom and then you'll get invited to that call. I don't know how it works, but I know that they have it work. So just type in Zoom and you'll get invited to that call. So the other thing I wanted to talk to you about is with dreaming without brackets. Well, I have a new computer too. So let's just make it everything worse. Oh God. Anyway, so the next thing I want to talk to you about, so we talked about the subconscious thinking and how that can keep you from your dreams. And I noticed Katie followed up with, I usually do a chakra balancing meditation, but it's not working. Yeah, some of our tools stop working. So we need to be in creation. We need to be in our souls in order to say, okay, this isn't working. Instead of putting a period at the end of that, you want to say, okay, so what else could possibly work? So now we get into the A in SAS, which is alignment with your soul. How do you get an alignment with your soul when you've been out of alignment, when you've been like you're in and out, or you're jumping in and out of alignment with your soul? How do you get back in alignment? By remembering the truth of who you are. You have to remember who you are. And how do we remember who we are? By getting to joy. Joy is the key. It's our ticket to getting back into our soul. Now, for you, it may be happiness. For you, it may be joy may represent inner peace. To me, joy is the ticket for me to experience inner peace. And alignment with our soul allows us to really remember who we are, what we want to do, and where we want to go, not the things that we're stuck doing. So what we get to see is our lives out of balance, overwhelmed, like Katie talked about. We're out of balance. What are we doing? Wait, when we're out of balance, let's do something joy. So you want to make a list of all those things that bring you joy, and you want to start walking towards them, because whenever you're in joy, you're in alignment. So at this weekend, when I was doing this talk, and Amber may remember this, there was a student who said that alignment with her soul was when she radiated, she felt radiation. And I said, where in your life do you radiate? And she got stumped. And she's like, I don't know. And I'm like, well, tell me an experience. Where in your life do you radiate? And she's like, I radiate everywhere in my life. I'm like, great. But where? Give me a specific moment where you radiate in your life. And she sat there and thought for a while. And then she went, when I garden. And I went, now you're in your soul. That's what it means to be aligned with your soul. So we get to dream and take the brackets off when we get out of the when we get conscious to the subconscious thinking that's limiting us. When we start remembering who we are and living in our joy, and then it brings us to soul ignition, which is the third S in the SAS. And soul ignition is all about spiritual alignment. It's when we really, it's like what Katie, I keep using you, honey. It was such a great thing. When she talks about when she was with her, communicating with her guides, and she feels herself walking with them. It's when we turn up the light in our heart and our soul, and we start living from that place. And we start changing our operating system, and we live differently. So soul ignition for me is knowing the things that bring me joy, making sure my day is full of those things that bring me joy, and then allowing something that I think about that might bring me joy, even if it's got fear, like doing speaking. I don't really have a lot of fear about speaking. But I have had some weird experiences with it. So this weekend was really a catapulting moment for me to a whole other level. And then taking the steps towards that thing. So this was so huge for me when I started turning on the light in my soul and turning it up and noticing when people tried to turn it down, noticing it when people tried to put it out for me. That was really big. So I want to tell you a story, and then we're going to move into the fourth, which is synchronicity and the meditation. So when I was working at MTV and NBC, I knew I wanted something else, and I felt really stuck and miserable, and I didn't want to go to my day job every single day. I was just miserable. I was crying all the time. And the only joy I found was in my extracurricular activities. And my extracurricular activities at that time was doing acting improv and doing acting classes and working out a lot. I was like working out like a maniac and running. It always made me feel really good. And when I was like going to work and I'd close the door at NBC, and I had such a big job there, and they was so good to me, but I was like miserable. And I would just cry. And something inside of me was like, just go to your joy, go to your joy. So luckily for me at NBC, I was able to like leave in the middle of the day and go to the gym, and I'd run on the treadmill for a really long time. And then I'd leave at night and go to my acting classes. It was such an incredible experience for me. And then I started doing acting workshops, and I was like, wait a second. I wanted to act. And all that negative thinking just started falling away the more I stepped into my joy and played with my joy. And all of a sudden, the light bulb moment came in. I didn't worry about, I have a spider on my desk right now. I'm going to let it be, because spiders are about creativity. I didn't let it weigh me down. How am I going to become an actress? I don't know how I'm going to do it. I was making a ton of money at my age at NBC. I didn't worry about any of that. Instead, I just knew I had to do it. And I started stepping towards it. And the universe started supporting me. Now, I think the universe always supports us. I think we have blinders on and we don't see it. I think sometimes all that bullshit talk that we do to ourselves gets in the way. So the universe brings us things we don't want because we've got our mother's voice coming through instead of our own true voice. And because I was so like in there, things started showing up. I started taking those steps. And before I knew it, I was working as a full-time actress. This is synchronicity, and this is the last S. And it's so important that you get into this in your life. It's so important that you recognize your thoughts as opposed to everybody else. You start living in your joy again and start remembering what your joy is. You start turning the light up in your joy, adding more joy to that bucket. And then you release and allow your own heart and soul and the light inside here to meet the light of the universe and then co-create together. And this is where, again, I'm going to go to Katie, which was so good, where things got canceled that she was probably super excited about. Doesn't mean they're not coming back. It just means that there might have been a soul moment for you to grow. There might have been some experience you needed to have this week so that when that opportunity came back around, you met it with more confidence. You met it in a different way. So I want to know if this is helping you guys. Tell me where you're at, and then we're going to get into a meditation. I want to know if after this talk, let's start with the first one. Are you noticing where your subconscious thinking is keeping you back? Can anybody give me some of their subconscious thinking that is keeping them back? Is anybody willing to do that? So, and I'm just reading, in the Zoom. Yay, okay, joining us on our calls. I love what Sue says. So Sue says on the fireside chat, Sue is a member. I did a fireside chat a few months ago. You said to trust for 30 days, and I did that, and a wonderful job came my way. Since there is still limitation in this job, I am now trusting that even more is coming my way. I know where I want to be, not sure how I'm going to get there, but I'm trusting and following the signs and symbols and following this path. Love that. That's absolute trust. Absolute trust. And that's where you want to be. So when the moments where we're pancaked out, I call them pancaked out on the floor moments where I'm hysterical crying. I had a couple when I moved, and I shared that with you guys before. And they didn't last long because the thought that came in, it wasn't the thought of, it was a big fuck up, man. I did a big fuck up, guys. I'm just going to curse. It was huge. And I was on the floor out. And instead of the voice coming in like, you did it again, you suck. You know, she got a Brooklyn accent. She's like, you suck. None of that came in. What came in was Spirit's voice. Wow, something bigger and greater is going to happen. Get up. It's okay. We love you. Something even more miraculous is going to happen from this moment. And I remember thinking like, wait, leave me alone. I want to cry. And I cried a little bit more, and I was like, but I couldn't anymore because there was a different thought there. There was a different experiencing. Remember those days when you would cry for like weeks or months? I don't do that anymore. I don't cry much. And when I do cry, if I have one of those cries, it doesn't last long because this voice comes in and says, ooh, this is a great moment. We're going to grow even bigger now. There's even a brighter light coming in. And that's what's going to happen. And that's what Sue is talking about in that experience that she had. So let me see. Should learn how to work. Note to self, learn how to work computer the next time before you do a live. Kristen, this is so good. Kristen, thank you for sharing this. She said, I just sold my farm and got my settlement. It's not enough to buy again. I keep thinking this is all I have. I love this limiting thought. First of all, I relate to this. I relate to this a lot because you're probably feeling trapped. You're probably feeling stuck. You're ready to move on to your next life. What I want to entertain here, because you have no idea what could show up. Things that show up. When I was renting apartments in Manhattan, my friends would be like, I'm going to hide this second. My friends would be like, how did you get that apartment? Apartments in Manhattan were so hard to come by. They were priced so crazy. I even back then, I was like just leaning into trust. I would see the apartment. I mean, I was renting an apartment in Soho, and I can't remember what I was paying. I was paying like a decent amount. And then I started acting and stuff, and I couldn't afford that rent anymore. I negotiated it down to like half the rent. And what I did is I had them keep my deposit. I said, subtract it every month, just keep it. And they did it because they were happy with me. So I didn't come from limitation. I came from solution. So Kristen, what I invite you to do is that you're noticing the subconscious thought, which is beautiful. Go do something joyful because that knocks us out of the negative thinking, and start allowing yourself, and we'll do this meditation, to dream what your next place will look like. Just allow, my nose is itchy, so that's truth. Allow what your next place will be and say, I'm not going to worry about how it's going to come. I'm just going to trust it. For those of you just joining, I'm doing a free call, a Zoom call, and you can go on, type in Zoom. I promise to have a tutorial on my computer the next time I do a live. You don't even know what's going on the screen. Although Zoom call keeps going in and out. Anyway, do that. And if anybody is interested in Soul Finder Academy, it's soulfinderacademy.com. You go there, you can fill out an application and get on a call with one of us to see if you're the right fit. So do that. Okay. So we went with the negative thoughts. And the next thing we're going to do, there's another one. I'm going to take one more. Sherry says, always feeling like there's not enough time. There's so much to do, yet I've had major spider energy coming into my life, and I know creativity is calling. Great. So you're stuck in third dimensional time. Is wondering where my spider went. You're stuck in third dimensional time, Kristen. Sherry, this happens to me a lot. I struggle with this. I've struggled with it with my move and everything. And the way to get out of that, for me personally, the way to get out of that third dimensional time, there's not enough time, oh my goodness, is by, again, slipping joy, the soul, the second one, into your day. So making sure you start the morning with a joyful moment. besides thinking about what you're thinking, start for the joyful moment, and then making sure you're bringing it throughout your day. I'm not going to give all the tricks. There's a lot of tricks in Soul Finder Academy, but you'd have to join in order to learn those tricks because they're pretty friggin' good. So that's the thing. Okay, everybody give me some joy things that they do. Let's get into the joy part. So let's get into the soul alignment. Bring me some joy things that you do. Put that on the comments below. Jane, this is a really good question. She says, my subconscious thought is saying to me, if I quit my job to do what I really like to do, how will I survive? I'm never a big believer in just quitting your job without a solution. So I did never quit NBC, MTV, none of my jobs, bookkeeping without a solution. I followed this formula, and this formula presented to me the solution, and then I was able to leave my job. So that's how it worked for me. So for those of you who are thinking about it, look, I'm going to be a shameless hussy with this class because I believe in it so much and I love it. Some people get annoyed at that. So I would say, don't watch me then. Go to someone else. And for those of you who know you can't do it because it is around $3,000 to join, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You don't have to. But I am going to be a shameless hussy, and I am not going to apologize for what I believe in anymore. And there's something free, something else free. So we'll talk about what we could sell and something else free. Zoom, Zoom, Zoom. If you put Zoom in the comments below, you're going to get invited to a call. Zoom, Zoom, Zoom. Okay, let's see what some of the things. Let's take Amber. Traveling, going to Hawaii, gardening, watching funny movies, shows, concerts. Very good. Love it, love it, love it. Allie says, dancing, uplift, others create. Kristen says, gardening, beach, connect with my animals. Dance. Do you dance with your animals? I dance with my animals. I have a lot of fun with them. Oops. That's it. For those of you just joining, we're doing a free call, so you can type in Zoom. Let's see. Amy says, I watch darling videos of my new grandson. I love that, love that. Katie says, making music, dancing, swimming. Good. So everybody knows their joy. So let's, I went to another screen again. Let's, oops, did it again. I'm just having a lot of fun today. I can't care. You can tell my confidence is just like, whatever. So this is what I'd like. Ali says, yeah, don't apologize. Thank you, Ali. Thanks, Ali. Zoom. Okay, so this is what I want for you guys now. So you now know what brings you joy. Let's take the brackets off your dream. Let's go into a meditation and take the brackets off your dreams. So close your eyes and find that light inside your soul. So find that light inside your body, inside your soul. You'll know where it is. And if you don't know where it is, pick the center of your heart. It's a great place to go. Mine's actually in my, I'm going to talk, keep your eyes closed. Mine's actually in my second chakra, between my first and second chakra. It's rooted down there. So find that light. And you may not be able to see it. You may just be able to feel it. You may just be able to, you can touch your body and say it's here. This is where people get tripped up talking to their guides. They're like, I don't see it, therefore it's not working and I suck, subconscious thinking. Just go to that place and just be like, it's right there. And I want you to take a couple of breaths into that light. And I want you to start turning up the light. Now, you can turn up the light with your breath and just see it in your body. So the way that we do that, maybe you're not seeing it. I'm very visual. So you could just breathe into it. And as you inhale, you could see it filling your whole body. And as you exhale, you can send it down to your feet. And as you inhale, you could just send it through your whole body. And now I want the light to just surround you. So now you're surrounded in this beautiful soul light. This is your light. This is how the universe knows how to respond to you. Now I want that light to have some movement. So it's like dancing around your body. It's fluid. It's making you fluid. It's moving the vibrations in your body. A lot of this work with this class is Soul Finder Academy is moving the vibrations within because it's a channeled class. And we're working with our own channeling system, our ability to channel. So feel the vibration of that light. Maybe you actually see the vibration. You see how it's vibrating, how it's moving. Sorry, mine's having a lot of fun with me today. And you're connecting to something so much deeper, your own activation, your own power to activate bigger and better dreams. And this light is just growing bigger, and it's connecting to the divinity, the divine, the universe, God, source, whatever you want to call it, that lives inside of us. And sometimes we see it outside of us. So it's a co-creation of out and in. So the light is just in our body, it's coming out of our body, and it's just breathing, and it's vibrating, and it's going to the divine light, our beingness, our oneness. And it's just connecting to that. And as it's doing that, all the muck, all the cement that you've put on your body like a frozen statue is just falling away. It's just falling to the ground. Mother Earth, thank her for taking it away. You don't need it. And the brackets that you don't even realize you're putting on your dreams are now just falling into the earth. They're completely sucked into the earth. And you can see those brackets going away, and the light's just getting bigger, and it's growing brighter. And the light may be a different color now. And all I want you to do is be in the energy of this light. I keep seeing Kimberly Crow's face, who's a student of mine and an incredible, incredible medium. And it always does activations. And I know she knows, like, this is what you're doing. She teaches people how to do that and stuff. And she does it for them. And I can't get into Kimberly's work because it's so incredible. But that's what you're doing for yourself now. That's why I keep seeing her face. You're doing that for yourself. You're activating this light that was probably put to sleep by a parent's remark, or a friend, or a peer, or a coach, or a mentor, or a priest, or a nun, or whatever is your story. And all of that is just falling away, and you're now this free being. And a hummingbird just showed up outside my window. And there's a ton of bees, which is about impossible dreams coming true. And the universe is just supporting every single one of us into this energy. And those brackets are gone. And we don't need to know what it physically is going to look like. All we need to know is that we trust it. And like Sue shared, one of the tools that I give my students is, and you're going to trust it for 30 days. You're going to trust this light. And every time you get hit with something that feels uncomfortable, you're going to come back to this light. So now start inhaling this light back in. Doesn't mean that light isn't out there for you. All you're doing is saying, I know this light. I'm owning it. And you're bringing it back into your body. And you're containing it in a way in your own physical being, but not in a way that it stays trapped. In a way that it's just vibrating inside of you now in a whole different way. This light has now just woken up to something incredibly new. And I just want you to feel how the inside of your system, my system, is vibrating so high right now. My heart is so open. My third chakra is so open. Just allow that feeling to be. And say your name to yourself a few times, just calling your spirit back into your body. And when you're ready, open your eyes. So Kimberly's is the first comment. Hey, you, was just being here and feeling joy. Love that, Kimberly. So I want to know how that felt with you. And what I want to teach you right now is how to continue this on, right? So I'm going to be talking about something else on the Zoom call. Some of you may have experienced some of this, but I always do new things. I know there's new people with me. So the Zoom, if you put Zoom in the comments below, you will get invited to that free call that is next week. And it's actually at 3 o'clock Pacific, because I have my Eastern people going, you always do calls when I'm at work. So it's 3 o'clock Pacific, which is 6 p.m. Eastern. So a lot of you will be able to make that call. So it's Zoom. There is no replay. You have to show up live. That's the way it is. So that's that. And what I want to talk to you now, so I want to know how this really helped you. Annette says, beautiful meditation. I want to know how you felt different. And I want to talk to you now about what you do with this power that's living inside of you. So I want to tell you that just because like you're vibrating now differently, did you have that experience? Did you not? Maybe some of you didn't. It doesn't upset me when people say, I didn't feel anything or that didn't work. That's okay. I get to meet you on your path. You're not me. Thank goodness, we're all different. That's the other thing I said in this talk that I did on Sunday. We all have different life experiences. None of us are the same. So we all activate differently. So I love this. Jackie says, I always see a flowing river and I know this will be where I live next. I love that, Jackie. So we're going to talk about that. So I'm going to use Jackie. Susan said, just cried, threw out my back, hard to walk. Oh, so much pain going back to chiropractic today. Susan, I've thrown out my neck. I know that pain, just healing energy to you, sweetie. Bring that light into that and I know when that happens to me, it's very scary because I have animals and I have a lot to take care of. And I actually do a lot so that doesn't happen anymore. And it hasn't, thankfully. But just bring that light into it and bring faith and trust that you'll be healed. Amy says, I saw myself floating up as no limitations. I saw my dream manifested. Beautiful. I love this. Lilia, I hope I'm saying that right. My left foot was vibrating in a beautiful tea color around. Oh, this is great. Corinne says, I keep yawning and releasing over and over. Great. I love this. Amazing. Saw and felt my light. Now imagine, guys, living this way every single day. And this is what we do in Soul Finder Academy. So if you want right now to get on a call with one of our team, fill out the application. It's soulfinderacademy.com. So it's those words, soulfinderacademy.com, and you can fill out an application and get on a call. So what I want to tell you about now, April says, Soul Star, full body peacefulness and tingling in left lower calf and soles of my feet. Great connection, trusting. Yes, love that. So what I want to teach you guys now is a very important part of this. It's so important that you better listen really clearly. And for those who left, they're going to miss this because this is huge. What do you think it is? Let go. Let go and let God. But here's how you let go and let God. So I'm going to go back to, I believe it was Jackie who talked about the river. So Jackie sees the river where she wants to live. She knows what it makes her feel like. So we let go of the visual, physical of what we want, and we get into the feelings and the emotion of it. This is where we're into synchronicity now. So we're out of the subconscious thinking because we went into what the dream was. We're into soul alignment because we're in the joy. We're in soul ignition because we turned it up into a belief and a faith. Now we believe in faith and have faith in it. And now we're into synchronicity. And the blinders are off. So you have to pay attention. You have to pay attention to what comes in. Don't look for it. Just be in the energy, the feeling. Go for a walk and just say, be in the feeling. When you're having a bad day, bring that feeling back in. And pay attention to what spirit brings into your arena. And that could be the butterflies, the bees that are outside my window. It could be the spider that was crawling on my desk. I'm in a big, big, big life transformation right now. It could be the hummingbird that shows up. It could be what somebody says. It could be a book you hear about. It could be Soul Finder Academy. Could be Soul Finder Academy. Could be the Zoom call. Could be the Zoom call. It could be a quote that you read. Just allow yourself to open. And then what happens is when those signs come in, you want to follow them. You want to follow them. It's super, super important that you follow them. Okay? So that is a way of dreaming in I love this. I got to take April. April said, let go, trust, no time frame, feel it in my heart, vision, envision, trust this or better, soul star, yes, the signs of synchro destiny. And I love that. Thank you, April. So those are the ways to dream without brackets on. That is the way to dream without brackets on. So if you want to learn more about subconscious thinking, alignment, actually, we're going to probably play more with, which we did on with Jennifer McLean's people, the symbolic language of your soul. So I'm going to weave that in a bit on this call. So I am going to be, if you were on my last Zoom call, this is going to be a little bit different. So we're going to weave that a tiny bit into that, because a lot of you are getting the signs and the symbols, but you're not knowing what to do with them. And that's a big issue, right? So I haven't written that call yet. I don't know what's going to come through me, but that's what I'm going to do. So if you want to join that call, make sure you type Zoom. And let me know, leave comments. I come back onto the lives, leave comments. Let me know if you like this and if this worked for you. And then also share it. That's always like, I so appreciate any kind of sharing, because I'm really, as you can tell, really super passionate about this work, like crazy passionate about it. And I just want to get this out to everybody, because I want people to stop dreaming like this. And then they wonder why nothing happens. Oh, I'm not manifesting. It's really difficult. Well, you can't. Manifestation happens when you do this and you open up your heart. All right, guys. So you can put the Zoom call in, and I'll see you on that call next week. I'm not sure if I'll be doing a Facebook Live next week because of that Zoom call. Probably not. And it's 3 p.m. Pacific for you East Coasters that have been saying, please, please, please do something later. Share this if you like it, and leave a comment. Let me know how you like this. And thank you so much for being part of my community. And remember, for those of you who think you might be ready, I'm telling you, this class is the bomb. I'm getting blown away by it, because I haven't, I just channeled it. And so now I have people going through it. They're into month 2 now. And I'm blown away by what's happening. So I'm like, oh, it works. It really works. I mean, I knew it works for my life, but now I've got these people and I'm like, it's really working. They are having incredible aha moments. They are synchronizing with their life. We haven't even hit synchronicity yet. So if you're interested in Soul Finder Academy, fill out an application and get on the call with someone. We don't hard sell. I've been listening to the calls because I want to make sure that that's what's happening. These are my team. This is my team, people I love. And I just want, we just want to know if you're a right fit, because you can't just get into the course either. We don't want just anybody in there. And that's it. So if it's a no, that's okay. We don't mind. I got to go. I got to eat because I have a coaching call. Bye, guys. Thank you so much.